Rotary International Dr. Jennifer Jones is in Uganda to spearhead the fundraising drive for the Rotary Peace Center. The first Rotary Peace Center is to be hosted by Makerere University.
And coming here, we have the first ever Peace Center located on the African continent at the Makerere University. And so being able to meet tomorrow with the administrators, the teachers, professors, students, and to learn more about what is happening at this center and how it is creating peace fellows who are going out into our world from all over the world to be able to be instilled with Rotary values of integrity and goodness and kindness and leading our world in that kind of way.
Dr. Jennifer Jones, led by the leadership of Rotary Uganda and International, have visited the Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja to discuss the mandate of Rotary Club, where she emphasized a number of areas of focus that include water and sanitation, disease prevention and basic education. The Prime Minister, Robina Nabbanja, has applauded the work done by Rotary, highlighting that Uganda would require support in addressing challenges that come with the influx of refugees, especially in Nachivale refugee settlement in Isinjiro district.
Of course, you know Uganda now boasts of hosting over 1.5 million refugees who are under my office. We continue to request for support. Because of that places a number of challenges on our refugee hosting communities. We are looking at a way of making sure that we construct settlement areas, construct storage structures to allow our land be used for production.
Nabbanja emphasized that the support coming from development partners to refugee settlements is dwindling.
The support we get from our developing partners are dwindling because of Ukraine. But we want to request that Uganda continues to be helping these people. We are, I think, overstretched, so we still need support.
During her visit here, Dr. Jennifer Jones will visit Nachivale refugee settlement to assess the situation in the camps before publicizing for positive results.
And opportunities like you've just referenced for us to be able to dig into some very timely and topical concerns and conflicts that need critical attention. Those aren't issues for tomorrow. An important part of this trip is to tell the story of exactly what we've been talking about.
I'll be grateful.
Yes.
Dr. Jennifer Jones, a Canadian, is the first woman president of the 117-year-old charity organization who took office in July 2022. I'm Nafka Farida and Mary Namkose in Kampala.
Meanwhile, the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has welcomed the Rotary International President, Dr. Jennifer Jones, to Uganda and acknowledged the valuable work the Rotary family does across the globe and especially in Uganda. Let's take a look.
Is on a 9-day visit to Uganda, paid a courtesy call on the First Lady at State House Nakasero. She was accompanied by her spouse, Rotarian Dr. Nick Rasha, and a delegation comprising of past Rotary International Vice Presidents Olayinka Babalola from Nigeria and Mrs. Dean Rohia from Canada, the two district governors for Uganda, Honorable Mike Kennedy Sebalu and Mr. Peace Taremwa, plus other past district governors and members of the Rotary family of Uganda, led by Rotarian Emmanuel Katongole. Mrs. Museveni requested the Rotary International President to consider partnering with the Office of the First Lady of Uganda in the campaign that she is championing across the country to stop teenage pregnancies and teach the young people how to avoid catching HIV and getting pregnant prematurely.
We know about Rotary International and we know about the work that Rotary does in the world, and we salute you for that work. And so we are very, very happy to receive you. We are doing a campaign across the country to stop teenage pregnancy and to work with those young people to know how they can protect themselves from catching HIV and AIDS and from getting pregnant prematurely. And it's a big problem in the country since the COVID-19 lockdown. So that is an area I'd like to invite you to consider if you can work alongside us or be our partner to do that work in our country.
The First Lady also welcomed possible support and partnership from the Rotary family in the effort to remove the children living on the streets, whose numbers have been increasing throughout the country.
I also have an issue with children who live on the streets, who were trying to get off the streets throughout the country, and it's been increasing as problems increase on the economy and hardships with the communities, and so we are also working with those to get them off the streets and to get them to be skilled so that they can be self-reliant and be able to work and earn a living. So I thought I could at least introduce those to you and ask you to consider partnering with us and see whether that's something you would think about.
Dr. Jennifer Jones, a Canadian national and the first female president for Rotary International in its 117 years of existence, said she is on a tour code named Imagine Impact Tour and comes to Uganda with more than 48 international guests, including top-level journalists, social media influencers, and other notables who will help tell the world the story of what Rotary is doing to make a lasting change across the communities in Uganda.
My husband and I are embarking and have embarked on what's called the Imagine Impact Tour. The third stop in this Impact Tour is to your beautiful country, and to be able to uplift and raise awareness about the Peace Center at Makerere University. The entire reason for the tour is to bring along top-level journalists, social media influencers, and other notables to be able to help us tell the stories of our people of action to the world, to raise the eye line of our world to what we are doing to change and make lasting change across our communities. In this country, the Peace Center, certainly as the first in Africa, is a beacon of hope for many. And it is training valuable professionals which come from a wide variety of vocations. Some of them go on to serve in government, some of them will serve in journalism, some of them serve in all different vocations and professions. But they bring integrity, they bring training, and they bring the peace and conflict prevention theory that we are instilling in them in these centers. And so the opportunity to be here, to go into the field, to meet with past Peace Fellows, current Peace Fellows, and to do peace training with more than 48 international guests that we have brought along with us that are currently in the country.
In response to the First Lady's request for partnering in fighting teenage pregnancy, the Rotary International President said,
maternal and child health is one of the areas of focus for our organization, and so the kind of initiatives that you're talking about are things that we would certainly be receptive to having additional dialogue.
Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
And our President Yoweri Museveni has retired 48 Army generals from active military service at State House in Entebbe. The retirees have been advised to embrace commercial agriculture and explore other opportunities outside military service. As Ivan Kawa reports, payments for the retirees shall be ready by next week.
The head of state, retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has retired senior military officers that contributed to the National Resistance Army Liberation War. These include Uganda's most decorated female military officer, Lieutenant General Proscovia Nalweiso.
She enlisted into the army on 10 February 1982. Commissioned on 6 February 1988.
And General David Sejusa, the former coordinator intelligence services.
I thank God for this day, for enabling us to travel this road together, for the victories and achievements we have registered, and for the moments we have shared in happiness and in grief, for it has not always been laughter.
Sejusa advised his fellow retirees to remain patriotic and always honor the people of Uganda.
There is no greater honor than to serve the people. those who choose to die in service of fellow men and women, to sacrifice for the higher goals and ideals, and in effect the service of God.
The retirees have accomplished their military careers and are now in position to go about exploring life outside military service.
So, general officers retiring today, please don't just retire from the UPDF, have something to retire to, so that you can keep mentally alert, physically fit, and then of course become productive.
Within 7 days from the day of retirement, retirees will receive their package. Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Jacob Oboth made the commitment.
But to be specific, Wednesday, if you see the weather has changed, hailstorms and the thunder raining in unprecedented measure, please don't be shocked.
It is at this that President Yoweri Museveni cautioned the officers against opportunists on how to spend their savings.
There are two areas of investment which I think are sure. One is commercial agriculture, because as long as people live, they will need food.
A total of 49 Army generals were supposed to be retired from military service, but unfortunately, General Eli Tumwine passed on before being retired, lessening the figure to 48. So far, 9,026 military officers have been retired since 2014. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Now, the Civil Military Corporation CIMIC contingent of the Uganda People's Defence Forces UPDF has concluded a medical camp as part of the 4th EAC Army Forces Day in Tanzania. The event is held on an annual and rotational basis to foster cooperation between the people from all the East African community partner states and their respective defence forces.
If medical teams and Tanzania People Defence Forces pitched camp at Mpendia Hospital to offer free outreach and medical services ranging from dental care to minor surgeries. UPDF contingent is led by Brigadier General Emmanuel Rashande and deputized by Colonel Dr. Ambrose Oyiko.
Our aim was basically to provide primary health care, which basically involves treatment of common ailments at the outpatients department, where for the last 3 days we have been able to capture around 999 clients.
The medical team conducted 8 successful minor operations, besides the over 400 patients who benefited from the laboratory services.
A good platform of sharing best practices and enhancement of joint operations for the benefit of East African people, and are held under the spirit of the East African Protocol on Cooperation in Defense Affairs.
Brigadier General Rashande extended his sincere gratitude to the management and staff of Mpendia Level 2 Hospital for the good hospitality and teamwork.
Strengthening the cause of East African community, unity, common defense, security, peace, development, and common market for our people. A joint participation is a strong foundation of the cherished unity, peace, and stability, and the strength for the defense of common interests of our people.
Safari hii tumejikita katika kutoa huduma ya afya.
Tanzania People Defence Forces conducted their camp at Mbagiria, Kenya Defence Forces at Kibaha Hospital, Rwanda Defence Forces at Bagamoyo Hospital, Burundi National Defence Forces in Bagumen, Dar es Salaam, while South Sudan People's Defence Forces conducted their medical camp at Kigaboni. Haruna Mtesa Asira, UBC News.
Ethics and Integrity has picked up the issue of a post where Chintu Kevin, an evangelical pastor, went viral across social media platforms assaulting his followers in Chesiga, Hoima, to bring him to book for the crime.
A video of an evangelist, Chinto Kevin, assaulting his followers in Chesiga has been circulating on social media platforms, attracting intense criticism from the public.
This is not wanted, this is something unwanted, and we as a ministry are following it. My technical people have already taken up the issues because it is not something which is proper, and it is not something which is supposed to be done by a pastor.
Speaking to the State Minister for Ethics and Integrity, Rose Lily Akelo, she condemned the act and the ministry has already begun its investigation into this matter.
It's absurd that the man who claimed, I can say claimed to be the man of God, goes on caning people in a church. I have never seen it in life. I have never seen it in history. But this was so sad that the Christians who are supposed to go and pray to God and ask for God's blessings and ask for God's forgiveness is being beaten by a pastor.
Technical people from the ministry have taken up this issue to know whether this church was registered with the NGO board.
You ever seen in any church when a bishop or a priest beats the Christians? No. So we have taken up the issue, following up with the NGO board, whether they are registered or they are not registered, to get the root cause and see how to handle that situation, because it is not good.
Joseph Muyingo compiled this report.
Meanwhile, Parliament has expressed dissatisfaction over the proposed fee for a replacement of the national identification cards. In the new government proposal, replacement of the national ID will cost 200,000 shillings. While appearing before the Parliamentary Committee on Defence and Internal Affairs, Minister for Internal Affairs General Kahinda Otafire and officials at National Identification and Registration Authority NIRA maintained government's position on the projected enhanced ID card.
Minister for Internal Affairs and officials from National Identification and Registration Authority had a long engagement with the Parliamentary Committee on Defence and Internal Affairs to defend the proposed changes on the National Identification Card.
National ID is a security element, and where there is a security element, security organs should be involved. That's why the police and the intelligence and other security agencies will be involved in the identification of citizens.
A new round of the national identification is projected to start in June 2023 as the current IDs are to expire in 2024. The enhanced national IDs will have special features including individual DNA, which are a result of changes in technology.
If there is a dispute that you are a Zimbabwean and you say I'm a Ugandan, don't you think your DNA will solve the problem?
In the revised plan, government intends to generate revenue of up to 160.4 billion from individuals accessing both express IDs and express renewal of IDs, which respectively cost 50,000 shillings each.
The first one is those who require express first-time enrollment of national ID. The assumed number is about 10%. If each paid 50,000, the projected number is 1.7, which is 10%, which will generate 86 billion. Express renewal also on this paying the same, an estimated number 1.5 will generate 75 billion.
National IDs issued with mistakes are also catered for.
The information captured on the form is also captured by the system. So if the system discovers that the mistake was done in-house, you will not be charged. You already be charged for mistakes you yourself made.
Contention still rocks the replacement bit in case one misplaces his or her national ID. The proposed plan puts a fee of 200,000 shillings to access the service.
We think it is unfair, it is being inconsiderate, and we shall come the floor of Parliament. I don't think it will be accepted by members of Parliament, the floor, that people are extremely poor and then you charge them.
Look at those unemployed youth that don't have access to income. Where are they going to get 200,000 shillings to replace an identity card? I think they are thinking outside of the reality.
If you think it's too much, don't lose your ID. If you think it's too much, then don't lose your ID. The best way to avoid that 200,000 is not to lose your ID.
The mass renewal and enrollment exercise will kickstart between the periods of June 2023 to August 2024. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
The ways in which Uganda should leverage integration at both regional and continental levels have been highlighted this second day of the 6th High-Level Economic Growth Forum. Topics ranging from foreign direct investments, economic free zones, taxation and trade agreements were discussed.
How much does government influence and direct FDIs to align them with our country's potentials and added advantages?
As Uganda continues to accommodate foreign direct investment, policymakers have been tasked to pay keen interest to their impact on the local economy so as to influence appropriate and favorable policy measures.
So while foreign investment in Uganda has been increasing in recent years, what this investment looks like and the extent to which it's yielding significant returns for the local economy has been largely an open question. And so the analysis that we do tries to fill this gap by leveraging detailed tax administration data and linking this with data on foreign direct investment in Uganda.
We need to see FDI more integrated and with significant linkages to the local economy, backward demand linkages. When we do this, that will enhance the productivity of the real economy, especially from the small and micro enterprises.
Attracting more investment into special economic zones will boost Uganda's manufacturing and export capacity. In financial year 2019-2020, Uganda Free Zone's contribution to total export earnings increased to $1.247 billion from $154 million.
Most of our imports are coming in from China, and that's largely derived from a lot of the establishment of the free zones that were set up in that country. Just visiting Guangzhou many years ago, you just see hundreds and hundreds of acreage of some of that free zones of literally anything. Now we have 32 free zones, and I think Mr. Alinda will talk about it. But what is very interesting is the fact that this has increased capital investment to close to $587 million, which is, if you look at the trajectory, it means there's been a steady growth, albeit the fact that it started not very long ago.
At the conference, some investors have been faulted for trying to outsmart the law in order to leverage more profitable policies.
For example, export of unprocessed minerals is banned in this country. But then you find someone wanting to get a free zones license to export unprocessed, so circumventing the rules. And I also noticed that people used to enjoy tax holidays. After they end, now they want the same business to be registered as a special in a special economic zone so that they can continue enjoying.
It is important to note that by the end of the financial year 2021-22, Uganda's GDP per capita stood at $1,046. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News, in Kampala.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Oh, Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, Nga, you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello. Is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rose's HIV status?
Okay, this is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbale and Jinja.
The most exciting league in the world is in full swing. And this weekend's biggest winner is you.
Watch this, I'm coming up.
It's GoTV's first open weekend. A weekend where all GoTV subscribers can enjoy all the Premier League action from 1 to 4 September. All 11 games, 6 of them live.
Watch this, I'm coming up.
And with in-depth analysis, recaps, and magazine shows, it's more than just a game. It's Premier League for everyone. So stay or get connected using the MyGoTV app and love it.
Jesus turning and scoring.
With GoTV, terms and conditions apply.
Cooking with electricity is now affordable. Cook your beans. Avoid smoke.
Sayaka. Cooking with electricity is now so affordable with the Fumba tariff set by the Electricity Regulatory Authority. With the Fumba tariff, you can now buy up to 70 units of Yaka at a reduced price of 412 Uganda shillings per unit after consuming your first 80 units of the month. For more information, contact the Electricity Regulatory Authority on 0200 506 000.
Oh, they look nice.
Thank you, honey.
Yo!
You guys gather, it's going down.
Gather! Gather! Yo!
I tell you what. Yo!
Airtel is giving you bigger data bundles for the same price. Dial star 175 hash to choose from our range of bigger Chillax bundles that don't expire. Bigger monthly bundles, all for the same price. And stay connected longer to loved ones. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Backsteel news tonight. The leadership of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council has asked the Education Policy Review Commission to recognize and regulate the Quran schools in Uganda's education system. This was during their interaction with the Commission team led by former Education and Sports Minister Amanya Moshega this morning at Old Kampala headquarters.
Despite the fact that Quran schools or madrasas have been in Uganda since the 1800s,
they have suffered a lack of formal recognition by Uganda's education system since colonial times. Against this backdrop, the leadership of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council has recommended the ongoing Uganda Education Policy Review Commission to recognize and regulate those schools, including payments of qualified madrasa school teachers. The Uganda Muslim Supreme Council Secretary for Education, Sheikh Juma Bakit Chuchu, presented the recommendations to the Commission in the presence of the Deputy Mufuti Sheikh Abdullah Semambo and Secretary General Haji Ramathani Mugalu.
Madrasa or the Quran schools are the equivalent of Christian seminaries. They teach Islamic theology and need to be recognized by the government of Uganda as an essential element in the education trajectory of the country.
The Supreme Council also recommended the incorporation of Islamic banking and finance in the national curriculum and the right for Muslim girls to dress as per their religion.
Muslim female students and staff in school should be as free as their counterparts, the Catholic nuns, to dress according to their religious and spiritual calling.
Commissioner Bright Barugahari presented on behalf of the Commission.
The Uganda Muslim Supreme Council plays an important role in the delivery of education at all levels.
Former Imam of Parliament, also educationist, Haji Latif Sebagala Sengendo, said that the recommendations are long overdue to ensure that the Muslim community isn't misunderstood.
But in fact, it's long overdue. So we feel that we cannot talk about reviewing the education sector minus put into consideration the religious-based institutions.
The Uganda Education Policy Review Commission, headed by former Education and Sports Minister Manya Mushega, was launched by the First Lady in May 2021 to collect views and draft a new education policy to replace the 1992 government White Paper on Education, which has since been overtaken by new events. Edward Colin Juko for UBC, Gaddafi Mosque, Kampala.
And the Minister for Kampala, Honorable Minsa Kabanda, has expressed her dissatisfaction towards the distribution of the Emyooga funds and other government programs and services by RDCs in Kampala. This was disclosed during a stakeholder symposium held in Kampala.
The Minister of Kampala, Honorable Minsa Kabanda, has urged all the RDCs in Kampala and Kampala Metropolitan to be transparent in taking on government programs to the people, as she further advises them to do away with fraud.
Yes, so many challenges. According to my research, there is a challenge. There are so many challenges with the sharing of money, Emyooga money, recovering Emyooga money. Problem with commercial officers and some RDCs who were frauding that money, and some other people on board.
Minister calls upon all the commercial officials to sensitize the people about these government programs without politicizing them.
I think you also appreciate that people are not aware about Emyooga programs. Some of them just see them over the radios, TVs and whatnot, but we need to sensitize more on this program. And the commercial officers should take lead in this.
The State Minister of Kampala, Kabuye Chofatogabye, calls upon all the commercial officials and the district RDCs to go to the ground and sensitize the locals on the Emyooga funds for better delivery of government programs.
I'm also very grateful for your response so that you can come up and we disseminate. I think the title of the report the engagement would have been dissemination of the findings. That is what I expected. Then, as a matter of observation, I would request my team to make a quick roundup so that you go and address the errors which were found in your report by the members.
The RDC Wakiso says the money that was distributed without accountability was because of ignorance about Emyooga funds.
You had no clear breakdown of that money. That is why some of us, we failed to account for that money. Actually, it took time because I got some communication from your office directing us, instructing us to account for the money after like some time here. So it's good, Ma'am, that you are very clear that communication gap should be worked on. So if you are to take us in court, we are ready to face it.
Justin Nakami, Jamil Sekaja for UBC News.
And authorities in Mbale City are investigating the cause of a fire that has gutted over 30 lockups in the city garage. Traders in this garage are now counting losses after their merchandise perished.
Mbale City garage, destroying traders' property worth millions. The police and fire brigade rushed to the scene to contain the situation. Traders that were fighting with fire to save their merchandise explain what could have caused the fire outbreak.
Millions of money have gone, so our body will be to pay a pass for Morocco. Yena yono abantu bafiridwa sente. Abamu beola sente okuva mu mabanka. Omuliro guze gukwata ekikulu kyonna badde tutegeera lwaki gukwata. Nere tutegeedde lwaki gwali gukwata. Waliwo olodi nga banakwongera mu kamadaala mu dduuka.
The Elgon police spokesperson, Taitika Rogers, says investigations are ongoing to ascertain the cause of the fire.
It's unfortunate that because the business community have lost a lot of property in this fire, but we are of course carrying out the investigation to establish the cause of the fire. We cannot confirm now the exact cause, but that is under investigation. You have seen our officers, they have made sure they are here so that they can battle the fire, and at least we have done what it takes to see that we contain some situation, but otherwise if they are not come, of course you would have received something that is so disturbing.
This is for Labour Limited, Uganda Market and Allied Employees Union and Uganda Artisans and General Workers Union have signed a petition to the Commercial Code challenging the provisions of the Labour Union Act of 2016. This follows allegations of mistreatment while on duty, seeking for formal representation.
Seeks to challenge some provisions in the Labour Unions Act No. 7 of 2006 that exclude workers in the informal economy from enjoying their freedom to join or form a labour union for purposes of representation and collective bargaining.
So we have finished the online filing. You need to look at livelihood. There should be a balance between regulation and protection. The voice of the people that they seek to regulate should be heard. It should really be heard. If the Constitution talks about the role of people in development, formulating policies, then the Ministry of Local Government needs to involve the vendors or the informal economy workers in whatever plans they come up with. And I think if there is enough consultation, when they do enough consultations, even the resistance can be minimal.
The petition also seeks to challenge certain provisions of the Employment Act No. 6 of dispute settlement and arbitration.
Since January, over 2,000 vendors were arrested and remanded. And we have, as Voices, we have managed to only help about 168. So another challenge the street vendors face, of course, is access to justice.
The second petition seeks to challenge the eviction of street vendors without providing with them a viable alternative for their socio-economic survival, and it challenges some provisions of the Trade Licensing Act as amended in 2015.
Concerted efforts should be rallied to either skill or retool so that these people are able to engage in better productive activities.
It should be noted that 87% of Uganda's labour force is in the informal economy, and they contribute more than 50% of the gross domestic product, yet their interests and rights are not recognized and protected under the law.
People cannot enter into these markets because they are
charged. They are over or excessively charged. The market management collects money. The municipal councils collects money from the same vendor. Then even when you are inside the market, the stall or the shop is owned by one of the council members.
Workers in the informal economy find themselves outside formal arrangements and are often on the edge of high vulnerability to poverty, low earnings, and bad working conditions. Petitioners believe that the fundamental rights and freedom of workers in the informal economy should be protected and their rights as enshrined in the Constitution. Workers in the informal economy should be able to access safety nets, access to basic social protection, among others. They have faith that this will be possible through the judicial system of Uganda. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The Uganda Cancer Institute has bought 4 radiotherapy machines that will be installed by mid next year. This comes as the institute is to have a phased expansion that will see the facility's capacity increased to 365 beds. The director of Uganda Cancer Institute, Jackson Orem, affirms that with the opening of regional facilities that will enhance cancer treatment across the country.
The Uganda Cancer Institute has purchased machines that will aid the activities of the institute in the fight against cancer as it plans for expansion. The 2 True Beam Accelerator and the 2 HDR machines cost $4,800,000 each, respectively.
4 new radiotherapy machines coming in by the end of the year. These 4 machines will actually be at the Cancer Institute at Mulago. And part of the reason we have these 4 machines at the Cancer Institute at Mulago is because we have built the infrastructure at the Mulago Uganda Cancer Institute. We have the bunkers to house the machines at Mulago.
With 85% of the patients coming from distant areas, the institute is constructing a care home in Mulago to shelter patients who are unable to afford a place to stay in Kampala.
Don't have money to go into hotels or to go into hostels where they can stay. And the best they can do is to stay around the Uganda Cancer Institute. So the care home is actually meant to take care of such patients. We have a flexible capacity. We have started by, first of all, putting in place temporary shelter where we can keep these patients. So in as far as numbers are concerned, we are going to be very flexible.
The Uganda Cancer Institute registers an average of 7,000 cases annually, counting for only 20% of the estimated cancer cases in Uganda. The Uganda Cancer Institute registers an average of 7,000 cases annually, counting for only 20% of the estimated cancer cases in Uganda. Miriam Wumcha, UBC News.
And Kampala Capital City Authority has announced the extension of the Boda-boda census exercise in the city. The 16 days grace period targets to have all Boda-bodas registered to help create public transport order and enhance security of Boda-boda riders and their passengers.
Following the overwhelming number of Boda-boda riders in designated census centers around the city, Kampala Capital City Authority has considered an extension of the registration exercise as opposed to the earlier scheduled census termination date of 30th August 2022.
The response to the census exercise, we've discovered that we cannot record all the Boda-boda riders and vehicles in the city. So we've been driven to announce an extension of 16 days in order to ensure that we can record or register every Boda-boda rider so that we don't leave out anyone. The census is being conducted in the 5 divisions. It's very distinct from the one at Kira.
According to David Luyimbazi, the Deputy Executive Director, KCCA, the exercise will provide statistical information of the Boda-boda industry for safety and security in the city.
Many of them are operating, they don't have logbooks, they don't have driving permits, they don't have third-party insurance. all of it affects the management of the industry. So this census is intended to help us collect statistical information, so that we can be able to plan for those who don't have driving permits, who don't have logbooks, so that we can, third-party insurance, so that we can be able to ensure that they are all compliant.
However, Boda-boda cyclists appeal to government to allow them operate as they look for the required resources for registration.
Batugamba otugenda okwewandisa kwa bwerere. Ebbaluwa ya piso gye batugamba piso wa kuwa emitwalo 3. Ewa chairman wa mutwalo. Kalatenga process nene nongamba simanyi piki gye nagula. Bwe mba nagigula kisolo. Kadi nga abagigula sabamanya ali nongamba ndeetezo zonna zonna endagaano.
Bali tusaba KCCA esooke twongereyo ebbanga ya myezi ng'ebiri twetereeze ne ku ssaawa eno ebintu tebitambula bulungi.
Myezi 2 bagiba giweddeyo nga gavumenti kyebeekoze ne bwetandika okukwata abantu tewabeerako buzibu kubanga bwe batuwadde ebbanga erimala.
The extension of the ongoing Boda-boda census exercise is triggered by an exponential upsurge of riders. With over 200,000 Boda-bodas in the city, the basic question we now ask is, will this grace period of 16 days be enough for these riders? And on the answer to that question, everything else depends. Joshua Kagoro, UBC News.
Take a quick break. We return with more details. News Tonight.
Princess!
Is there a problem?
Honey, relax. There'll be no more worries about SMSs, phone calls, sijui data, because Daddy has got an Airtel smart plan. There is even Airtel TV. It means no worries.
Enjoy life worry-free with Airtel Smart Plans. Shareable among 5 people. Use every day and pay.
Did you know it is mandatory to have all births registered and a birth certificate issued? Failure to do so attracts a penalty of imprisonment or a fine. It's proof of age and belonging to parents, protects and provides children with legal rights from crimes and abuse like defilement and child labor. Give your children a good future today and have their birth certificates. For more information, visit the NERA office in your area or visit our website www.nera.go.ug. This message is brought to you by NERA.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbale and Jinja.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You see, I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just set for register.
What's going on here? He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet and only you, the owner, have access to it. Just dial *185 *10 hash and now you are on. No waiting. Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy. Not mixing your business money with your Kameza money. Now, that's efficient. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Beat the back-to-school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees.
Select to pay using Bridge Schools, School Pay or Beg Pay.
Select option 1, pay fees. Enter student number. Enter the amount. Enter the PIN number to complete payment. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back. Now in business news, youth unemployment remains a policy challenge in many sub-Saharan countries, including Uganda. Civil society organizations, together with government, have started the campaign against unemployment. CODAID, named non-government organization, has launched a strategic program aimed at empowering youth in the districts of Lira, Zombo, and Nebi.
According to Livelihood Program Officer Kodayat Lincoln Opio says, they have set aside 970 million for the youths to start various activities.
The business development training covers key aspects of how do you manage your businesses, how do you grow your customers, but also for them to identify some of the risks that could derail their business. 2, we are supporting them with the skills on financial linkages. With this, we help them to improve on their management, to develop business plans that are marketable to the financial institutions, where the financial institutions will have confidence in lending to them. But we are also opening up their eyes to see some of the government schemes that are available to support youth employment.
In this program, Kodait is targeting 700 youths within 3 districts to be skilled in various sectors.
Alliances with civil society organizations, with public sector, but very much also with private sector. We seek to empower local agents of change and promote the adoption of innovative digital and financial solutions to socio-economic challenges.
The manager Nyakora Community Farmers Cooperative, Dennis Opio, says many youths are now participating in farming in Lira because they have ready market for their products. Those cited climate change and financing as the major challenge.
Others know they have changed to big commercial farmers. They are there. We can even, others they have even built with the support from here. They have built their houses. Others use support from here to pay for their school fees. And then we had here like about 4 who we picked them from primary 7. And then we mentor them, sometimes even we take them for other courses. Now they have come back here.
Nyakora Community Cooperative put value addition to agricultural products they buy from farmers. The LC5 Lira District Richard Koch Mark Okello Orik cautioned youth never to minimize their beginnings, to start off whatever they can with the capital available. This was during the launch of a program in Lira District.
Because they are able to perform anything. You bring the youth to run here, they can even run on tables. But some of us may not do it. You bring the youth to do something, they will do it with all the powers they have.
And now over 300 youth in Kampala have attended a Forex expo seminar to equip them with knowledge about Forex trading through the use of internet to ensure their livelihoods change. This follows President Yoweri Museveni's recent message tasking the youth to refrain from idle lives and embrace technological resources for income generation.
At the commemoration of the Youth International Day held in Gulu, the Fountain of Honor reminded youths to avoid wasting time on gossiping, but instead do something to help them earn a living. President Museveni also cautioned youths to embrace technology and innovation, in addition to other sectors like agriculture.
The addresses for wealth and jobs are the following: commercial agriculture. The fourth one is this one of Bariomusi and Dr. Mugasa. This is a new area. We treat it as we give it a special emphasis. So I always present it as sector number 4. So the youth, please, all of you, which address will you go to?
In accordance to the president's call, hundreds of youths have attended a day's Forex expo to help them pursue financial freedom through the internet to grow their earnings and savings.
There you're unemployed, you don't have a job, you've been looking for a job, maybe you're a school dropout and you think everything is done. No, please, you come and learn.
Daniel Hachiriza, the founder of Forex Bulls Uganda, explains how the use of internet will open doors for youths who will engage in online Forex trading.
Concept from the internet, through intensive research. So that's how I found out about trading. So today we had a Forex expo. We had to bring all the people, from the country, people who actually do trading and who have interest in trading. Since it's entirely online, you just have to learn first, because that's the main idea, because it's a skill set.
Yoweri Rugambi, member of Muhoozi Army, says this trade expo will open room for connections with other people around the globe.
I know like in the society there are very many people who should join it, because I believe Uganda is growing in every aspect. So people who have come into Forex trading, I wish you well, and where due and whenever we are called upon, I promise you JNMK shall come and give a hand.
The Deputy Chief Executive Officer Forex Bulls Uganda, Wycliffe Mudach, demanded the government to offer free data and internet centers to make this online trading accessible among the youths.
Etekewo wakati buno mutimbagano internet. Etekewo ebifo wifi mu Uganda, Uganda yonna kubaka osobola okufuna internet ennungi ku speed ya waggulu osobola trading obulungi.
So we can have a good photo moment, please.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC News.
On sports, the Ugandan athletics community is mourning the demise of a young budding middle and long distance runner, Alex Cherop. The 21-year-old died on Tuesday evening in a motor accident that occurred in Eldoret, Kenya. Cherop was on his way back to Uganda from a training camp when the car he was traveling in overturned, killing him instantly. In his short career, Cherop had competed in a number of local races, including a marathon in Arua. He was aspiring to one day compete internationally like his role model Joshua Cheptegei. Tributes to the fallen athlete have poured in on social media from fellow athletes and the entire sports community, calling the young runner a talented, disciplined, ambitious and great individual who had a bright future. The Uganda Athletics Federation President Dominic Otoket talked to us over the phone about the fallen athlete.
As a federation, it's painful to the athletics family losing a member and a young person, an upcoming athlete who was trying to find his level and trying to see where he will settle. And unfortunately, on the fateful day, I'm told he was trying to join. He was in camp for Police Athletics Club.
Well, that does it for News Tonight. For now, we do return at 10 o'clock with more details. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. To stick around.